Have you checked the children? Show a little match sometimes.
Hi, I'm Chucky. Wanna play?
Sometimes that is better.
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the Horror Show. I'm Cecil Laird.
Robert Duell.
I mean, Fuego here.
And we are back to continue our review series for the Hellraiser franchise with Hellraiser Hellworld, which is the... it seems like a lot of horror franchises, not all of them, but a lot of horror franchises have little stops along the highway. Some of them take a stop in space, at the space gas station. Some of them take a stop at other gas stations, and
Jump back
some
in
of
time.
them do indeed stop at the cyber gas station. And Hellraiser Hellworld is that stop for this franchise. Right when the internet was all hot, even though it's everyday use, like everyone was realizing, oh, let's do a movie around this internet thing.
The internet's so hot right
Now, this does strike me as one that would have had to have been Hellraiser from the start. This doesn't feel like a movie that could have been retrofitted with the Hellraiser franchise like Deader was.
No, they definitely like centered this whole story around Pinhead and the Xenobites.
But one of the problems is, was this one, it never actually expressly said, is this supposed to take place in the real world? Because all of these main characters know about Hellraiser. They know about the Lament configuration. They know about Le Marchand. The main character, or one of the main characters, Lance Hendrickson's character, has a literal museum to the Hellraiser franchise. So, but they don't technically make clear that it is a horror franchise in our world.
Well, they basically, it's more of just like a legend, like a story.
People
and
have
everything.
found out about it.
Yeah,
and
that's basically what it is. Like,
yeah, but how does he have a box? Like, it's not a story or a legend if he's got, like, boxes and
You know,
shit like that.
It's like
people make shit, you know?
Well,
You got
yes.
the Necronomicon over there.
Just saying, that's one of the shortcomings of this one, is
It's-
that it's
yeah.
lack of
True.
clearosity.
yeah. It's almost to the degree of meta as
word,
like the Stab movie that you have in Scream 2. You
Right.
know, where there's an
yeah.
awareness that there's real stuff that happened with these things. But
that was very clear.
Yeah, exactly.
This
Whereas
is not.
this is more, is it legend? Is it, anything in actuality? But at least the people seem to believe it. All these kids that are on the
Are they on
interwebs.
drugs?
Now,
interacting.
that said, my overall thoughts are this is actually one of the more enjoyable late entries in the Hellraiser franchise.
Yeah.
It actually, ultimately, until the very end, does not end up really being a Hellraiser movie. But at the very end, it kind of is like, oh, but it was Hellraiser movie the whole time. So I did enjoy, I think I enjoyed it more the first time I watched it than this rewatch.
Okay.
This rewatch felt a little sillier to me. But again, it still remains one of the more enjoyable. Of Inferno, Deader, the one between them, and this one, I think this is the most
Hellseeker?
enjoyable. That's the one. Oh, no, you know what? I think I like Hellseeker a little better than
I
this
think we
one.
all agree. Like we all liked Hellseeker.
Yeah, the Hellseeker's a little better than this one.
That was the one with Kirsty coming
Yep.
back. Right?
Yeah.
Yep.
But this
Mayhem
is
Man.
definitely better than Inferno, and this is definitely better than Deader.
Agreed.
And better than Revelations and Judgment.
Yeah, this
So,
is
Gumpy.
since we're
Technically
gonna
the
do it,
fifth best of the franchise.
yeah, and we're gonna do a tier ranking of this franchise
We are
at some
indeed.
point soon. So yeah, look forward to hearing all about that.
Yes.
So, yeah, that's my overall thoughts.
So overall thoughts. This wasn't actually a rewatch for me. This was a first time.
Oh.
I had never watched.
Same.
Fancy shit.
Yeah, I had never gone through Hellworld or anything like that. And it was kind of nice though. Like,
Young Henry Cavill.
you got young Henry Cavill and
Getting
everything.
blown?
Yeah, exactly.
If you
Like,
guys,
why is someone blowing Superman? I don't like it.
if you guys
What's Lois gonna
are
think?
familiar
Yeah.
with Vikings, Ragnar's wife, Lagathria or whatever, however the hell her name is pronounced,
Okay.
but she's our main girl
Oh,
and
okay.
everything. That's her. And then
Obviously,
Lance Hendrickson,
too.
obviously, and then there was one or two other people. They're '90s faces.
He was probably on set for a day or two,
Mid-2000s
Mr.
faces, but
Hendrickson.
sure.
Yeah, well, the other guys I know him from like some '90s
Oh, okay.
shit. I
I
think
gotcha.
it might have been Roswell or some bullshit.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I
okay.
did
But,
definitely recognize Blondie, the lead girl, though.
Yeah,
So-
she's from, I most notably from her from Vikings.
Okay.
Okay.
But overall, like, it definitely wasn't the worst. I had more fun with this than I thought I was. I had actually more enjoyment with this and the characters than I did in the previous review for Deader, which was garbage. But no, overall, like, it was a fair enough Hellraiser movie. With, again, it was cherry picked on the actual Hellraiser sightings and things like that. It was more so just a backstory for.
But there was more
the cyber
Pinhead
stuff.
than probably the last 3
There
movies.
was definitely more
True.
Pinhead, but then you come to the realization of what it was. It made it actually a lot more upsetting.
It's also the
And
most
it was very-
slashery of any
Truly.
Hellraiser movie.
it was.
Especially with the types of kills that we
Right.
get.
Yeah, and we did have some really good kills and everything, like the foreshadowing with the hook
Mm-hmm.
and everything. I dug that kill. That was actually pretty good.
Yeah.
Um,
Doug the hook kill.
Terrible.
Terrible.
I
Yeah.
don't like
Yeah.
it. I don't like it. Fuego, your thoughts?
But yeah.
Yeah. It was another first time view for me, and this was very much this era in horror, in my estimation.
Yeah.
The early
internet.
Early internet.
Around
mid-
Halloween
2000s.
Resurrection, where
Exactly,
they did
which
the
had
reality
same kinda
TV
concept.
show on
Yeah.
broadcast and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, and so for that reason, every one of our main kids who go when they get invited to this super secret party and stuff, they're all kind of just, paper thin and, cliches walking of that sort. But I don't know. I liked Henriksen when we got him in there in the few scenes. He was probably only on set for a couple, but nonetheless, man.
The Ultimate Story was still relatively good for a straight-to-video horror movie.
And also for
They
one
definitely
that's like
tried.
self-aware.
Giant revenge movie, really.
Yeah, more so than anything. So yeah, I mean, and it definitely felt like it had a higher production budget than a few of the, couple.
Definitely
before
more
this.
than Inferno.
Yeah,
and,
yeah, and it wasn't like an 80, 75-minute entry. This one was almost 100 minutes, so they felt like they had a better story to tell, hence the longer runtime, I would imagine. And performances, despite, being those caricatures, they were all pretty solid. Set design was good. I like this mansion they filmed most of it at.
Oh, it's
so
beautiful.
Yeah, I dug this movie, actually. I would go as far as saying that I dug it. Didn't love it or anything, but yeah, it was a fun little romp.
I agree with that. Yeah.
Exactly.
Acting wise for you, Robert?
Acting, I thought everyone held their own very well. Even like the distraught brother and whatnot. Like I liked his character because again, wasn't really he disappeared from his friends. He wasn't sure how to handle things, and he was handling everything wrong.
He was a little much for me, but I
Yeah,
mean,
well, to a point and everything.
very, very overwrought torture.
I get
and-
where you're coming from and everything like that, but also it was that whole thing of blaming himself and everything, where I could understand where he was directed kind of
He's
to
kind of
act
blaming.
like that.
Well, he was kind of projecting it on his friends though too.
Well,
you
it
know,
was
which-
everybody. Like, he was blaming himself and
hated the
everybody.
world.
Yeah, but even for the Henry Cavill and everything, being super young, you can see why he had a good career after that. Why he blew up as an actor.
Yeah,
He's-
blue. That's a particular scene in the film.
God damn it!
Already referenced.
But no, everyone held their own very well. Lance Henriksen was a badass and everything. I always enjoy him.
A couple of the people were a little tropey, but ultimately everyone acquitted themselves just fine acting-wise. I guess we kind of skipped over the story a little bit, where essentially this group of kids that all kind of... I don't even know if they know each other before the movie, but they all act like the best of friends.
No, they
otherwise.
did.
They were
They
all
did.
at that funeral at the beginning.
Oh, that's
It's
right.
his brother's
Okay.
funeral and everything.
That's right.
Yeah.
So they all solve this online puzzle,
Yeah.
the puzzle box online, to get invites to Hellworld, which is this big party that happens annually and only certain people get invited to.
Very exclusive.
Although it doesn't make sense that it happens annually, because this would have absolutely been the first year it would have happened by the end of the movies.
And cops show up,
Stuff,
and,
yeah,
and the way
it's-
Henriksen's trying to smooth it over,
Exactly,
he's
so-
like, I don't want you to bother my patrons at my party.
But anyway, so they go, and it's an entire Hellraiser themed party. So everyone knows about Pinhead, everyone knows about the Cenobites, everyone knows about Le Marchand and the Lament Configuration, but they don't think it's real. And so he's having this party, and these kids are slowly starting to get picked off one by Pinhead, which doesn't make sense. And it's funny because the movie actually addresses that. The main character at one point is like, this doesn't make sense, it's not even following the rules. And I'm like, yeah, that's what I said. And then by the end it actually explains it, and I actually kind of liked how it ended and paid off.
I
and
did too.
everything.
To a degree, technically a couple, I think the first 2 kills, I think, were done by human hands.
Well, okay.
And then the rest basically was, yes, Hellraiser.
It doesn't matter
Good
that
point.
they were. Well, no, I mean, yes and no, whatever. It's a
debatable.
spoilerific
Yeah,
discussion.
Yeah,
that we
yeah,
have to have.
that's the kind of the crap thing.
But yeah, ultimately, I actually quite liked where the story ended up, and it explained why things were happening weirdly, why it was more of a slasher, and why the rules weren't being followed. Like, it addresses that, so it didn't feel like it was taking shortcuts to tell a good story. It actually felt thought out. So I dug it. I kind of dug it. Effects-wise, what did you guys think?
Effects, actually, I thought were really good in this. definitely put their budget onto the effects and knew what they were wanting to do with everything, especially with some of the kills and everything that we got that we later find out other reasons and shit. But the really biggest thing, I think, was the ending sequence and everything with Lance and everything.
Yeah.
I think that was the best of the graphics and the gore of what we got.
So in the hotel room? Or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
The end scene with
Okay.
him.
Yeah, because I thought there's
with
some
the-
stuff with coffins that, I mean, as far as effects and I guess set design and stuff, I thought that was really dope. You know, I was very satisfied with that third act kind of, confirmation, reveal, explanation and stuff, and, giving some clarification.
It definitely helped.
That was what made the film significantly better, as opposed to just a by-the-numbers slasher that also has Pinhead in it.
Again, that's what saved. I hate to say it,
They had
but
a better
that's what
story to tell.
That's kind of what saved Revelations for me was the story. So we'll get to that next. But
Oh boy.
thoughts on the effects, Fuego? You didn't really touch on it very much.
Yeah, well, I mean, the foreshadowing of the hook bit.
I mean, we
with
got
one
some
character
gore
in
too. We get a
particular.
decapitation.
We definitely
and
got some decent gore and everything like that.
the jars, the setup. I think it's
That
definitely
whole,
worth
like,
noting the production
laboratory
design.
type- yeah.
The whole production
Yeah.
design of both the basement, the laboratory,
cards.
the actual rave area, like all of it was very well presented.
Yeah,
I think.
and it felt on a larger scale and scope than these previous direct-to-video
Yeah.
ones did, because of the fact that they are at this
And
huge
the
mansion.
following direct-to-video ones did,
Yeah.
quite frankly.
Yeah, this big, like, carnal party of debauchery that's going down, and yet, not going down. There's still more jokes about Henry Cavill here, but nonetheless, man, I mean, yeah, this just felt like it had something bigger to say, something bigger to tell, and the scope was, better. And I love the fact that when characters started seeing, like, a friend's head in a green jar, and they're just like, wait, what?
Yeah.
So
No, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's they use the production design to actually help tell the story, which was nice. So ultimately, this is actually one of the more successful straight to
Truly.
DVD, VOD. It was straight to DVD at the time, guys.
Yeah.
Hellraiser movies. So Hellworld is actually one that I think is worth visiting after Part 4. So again, I think it's the sixth best, not fifth best.
I also
So-
like the music in this one too. It was
music-
It was the
I was
first
just gonna
one
say
since 3 where I thought the music.
Yeah,
really
the music
stood
was
out,
solid
actually.
and everything. I
Yeah.
definitely had that pick up and everything during the rave scenes and shit
Yeah,
like that.
it was like that
it was
aggro
cool.
rave,
Yeah.
kind of KMFDM sort of approach, which I dug. So.
Sure. I know
Yeah,
what all
he's
those,
like,
I know what all those words mean. All right, so that's going to do it, you guys, for our review of Hellraiser Hellworld. Let us know what your thoughts are on this one down below. Or if you haven't watched it in a while and you hated it the first time, maybe it's worth a rewatch. You'll get some campy fun out of it. But let us know what your thoughts are while you're down there. Click the like button and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Ding that notification bell to make sure you don't miss the last 2 reviews of the Hellraiser movies. But wait, there's more, because there's also reviews of Hellraiser books and comics that are available, I'm sure, by the time this review goes live. So
All the Hellraisers.
Hell is visiting the horror show. I hope you guys are enjoying it. And until our next review, which is of Revelations, I've been Cecil Laird.
And I've been Robert Dill.
Gracias, Jaime Fuego.
And remember, stay scared.